can. And I'm super excited to be here this evening. And so glad to be having a very, very phenomenal woman. Join me as I welcome Miss Ayotola Ilori. Thank you very much for
Hi.
joining.
That's
Hi.
that
Nice
was
to
such an amazing welcome. Feels very warm. Hi everybody. I'm pleased to be here today. My name
thank
is
you very much.
Ayotola Ilori, and it's I don't know. I can hear amazing voices already, so I'm open to a very wonderful, insightful conversation here today. I'm deeply honored to be here on Talent Talk, and I'm open to learn as much as also share in my wealth of knowledge. Thank you very much.
We are hoping to learn from you too. It's so nice to
Thank
meet you, Ma. All right, so
My pleasure.
um, I'm super excited, honestly, and I checked your timeline and I was really amazed at what you do. And
Thank you.
so, for your question, for the question we want to ask you today, I don't know,
Okay.
do you mind if you switch on your camera for us to see your face, if you don't mind?
Okay. It's just because I'm having a very busy day, but I'm just going to do that now.
Thank you very
Can
much.
you see me?
Oh, it's so nice to see you.
Hi.
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 All right. So our first question for those meeting for the first time and beyond your name, like beyond the titles and achievements, rather, who
Okay.
is Ayotola Ilori? Like, who is Ayotola Ilori? Like, what can people remember your name for?
Well, I am one person to not blow my own trumpet. So I'll just like to put it in simple terms that Ayatollah Ilori is somebody who is passionate about social justice, equity, fairness, and how we can come together as young people to unite our voices to get the country that we want, to get the community that we want, to get what we want, to achieve what we want. You know, I believe that there is power in our voices. So I am one person, Ayatollah Ilori is one person who believes in the unity in our voices as young people. I'm very passionate about the youth because I'm a youth myself. And I understand that our issues as young people is a universal one. It may appear to us in different forms, but it's one and the same. So that how can we tackle our issues is when we come together as one, uniting our voices and standing for justice. Thank you.
Wow. 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 Let me send you emoji because that's amazing.
Thank you. Thank
All
you.
right. Your camera is actually good. I can't see your beautiful face anymore, but it's
Don't
fine.
worry, I'm going to share
So,
my beautiful face once it's 5:30. I'm so sorry. Okay? I'm
all
sorry.
right. All right. So, on to the next question. You talked about social
Okay.
justice. What inspired you? Like, how did your journey to social justice begin? And what inspired you? Was there a defining moment that made you venture into social justice?
Okay, thank you for that question. Well, when it comes to social justice, I would not say it's a career because I don't like to be too rigid as a young person. I'll tell you that I've lived it. Growing up, I saw what it meant for young people, especially girls, young people to be unheard, to be unseen, and then when somebody feels treated unfairly, and very early in life I realized that the only thing that allows injustice to grow is silence. So I, as a young person, I have made up my mind that okay, if you call it social justice in a professional term, so be it. But Ayatollah Ilori will continue to lend a voice to ensure that the society does the right thing, to ensure that there's equity, there's fairness, there's quality and complete education for young people. We can do everything, but we can do the
Yeah.
little that we can do. So, just social justice for me, it wasn't a form of career or choice. I think for me, it's a calling. It's something that I love to do because I just don't like it when somebody feels invisible, no matter who you are, your color, your race, whatever you believe, you should not feel invisible. Your opinion matters and your voice should count. So
Mm.
I don't know if that answers your question.
Yes, it does. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you.
too.
Thank you. There is clapping for you.
Oh,
All right.
thank you.
Thank you, Cynthia. So, today's topic is cyberbullying. What do you have to talk about cyberbullying, and why is it so harmful?
Wow, wow, wow. You know, bullying for me is something very personal, honestly.
Mm.
And I, when it comes to cyberbullying, I take it very personal because it's not something that anybody wants to experience. And beyond the definition that everybody gives to bullying, that you bullied me, you bullied me, there's a deep part of bullying that we all need to talk about. Bullying is an abuse of power. And then it's when somebody decides deliberately, I like to use the word deliberate, to choose cruelty over compassion. And then I am deliberately trying to reduce someone else's self-worth, their expression, their confidence. That is what bullying is. And then cyberbullying is when we bring it digitally. You know, it's very easy to say, oh, she bullied me. I was bullied because there's physical bullying. But when it comes to the digital space, and then all of us now as young people, we are going digital. Everything is digital. So now it makes it easier to be a bully because I am behind my keypads. I'm just typing because maybe I have a problem with somebody somewhere in another continent, and then I just feel like, oh, why is she looking like this? I can talk down on her. I can talk down on her craft. I can make her feel very little, such that she doesn't want to show up on the digital space again. That's what cyberbullying is in the real form of it. I'm not one person to quote the dictionary term. I like to make it as real as possible. What our experiences are and how do we experience cyberbullying? Somebody coming on your social media pages to stalk you, to write, to give demeaning comments, to say something, to just target you, to target your confidence, to make you feel very small, very little, and then to make you feel less than yourself. And then cyberbullying, there's a part of it that eats us all up. You know, and there's a part of all of us as young people that we don't want to feel, we don't want to show that we are moved. I don't want
Yeah.
to feel bothered. But really, realistically, when we go back to our bed, on our pillows, when we are left with ourselves to face ourselves, we realize that there's a big wound that cyberbullying is causing amongst young people. Thank you very much.
Wow. Wow. That's so amazing. I hope we learned something. I mean, that's amazing, Ma. Thank you very much for the wonderful insights you gave us into cyberbullying. I mean,
Thank
I learned
you.
a lot. All right.
Thank
So,
you.
also our next question.
Okay.
How do young creatives online, how can they protect themselves? Because I feel like lots of young people online actually facing cyberbullying and they don't speak up. But
Mm-hmm.
how can they protect themselves? Because I feel like there are a lot of creative people out there, but due
Yeah,
to
very,
cyberbullying,
very
they don't want
much
to
so.
show themselves that, oh, I'm creative. Someone's going. I don't want to show myself. Someone might talk down on what I'm doing. Do you
Mm-hmm.
think that? So, how
Yeah.
can they protect themselves from cyberbullying?
Okay. As young people, you know, we are very much talented. I say it that as young people, we are like raw talents, and then it's what you harness that you see. And that's why you see when I'm able to lend my voice to a cause that young people should be given seats on the decision making table, I am not joking about it because we know our problems. We know how we can face our problems. As a young creative, everything is against you. Yes, because you have yourself to contend with already. Am I doing enough? That's first, that's from within. And then outside, you're now having somebody who is going to say, is she not doing enough? Is he not doing enough? Why is he looking like this? Why is she looking like this? As young people, the first thing, how we can tackle cyberbullying is to use our platform responsibly. Look at your platform now. You're calling all of us together to talk about cyberbullying. And then this is sharing information. We can also create content that educates and inspires. We can use storytelling. I'm a storyteller. I have my new recent publication, Louder Than Silence. It's on the global platforms. It's it's an anti-bullying book for young Nigerians, young people, basically. You can use storytelling. You can show the consequences of bullying. I feel like we don't call out bullies enough. And then when we
Yeah.
don't call out bullies enough, we're giving them space to continue what they do. Because somebody is going to keep quiet somewhere, because this person is my friend, I don't want to speak against him, or because maybe I'm benefiting, I have a little bit of benefit I'm getting from this person. Whatever he or she does is perfect. No, you have to challenge toxic behaviors, not with insult. I tell people you don't have to fight, you don't have to be violent, but there's a way you can stand your ground. There's a way you can challenge toxic behavior with wisdom, with clarity, without aggression. You can say, no, this is not what I want. You're not fighting, you're not being violent, but you're standing your ground. You're stating clearly that this is what I want. And then we need to do something as young people that I feel like is missing amongst us, and that is empathy. As young people, we lack empathy, and the society is making it aura for aura. We have different slangs, violence to violence. We have a lot of things that people say now that they just normalize lack of empathy. If you are empathetic, you understand that it takes a lot for somebody to create something. It takes a lot to be a creative. And then you don't talk down people's talents. You don't talk down people. You don't try to bully anybody. Let's make empathy trendy again. That's if there's anything you're going to take from me today, I want to say, as young people, let's make empathy. Let's make it trendy again. We can collaborate on digital safety projects together. We can come together. You're talented. Everybody here, I know that we are a bunch of talents. We can come together. We can do something that will amplify our voices, that will make our voices heard. Campaigns, I go to schools, I meet with young people almost every time. We talk about bullying, we champion different social behavior projects to young people. It starts with a small campaign. You don't have to have the whole crowd. You just have to have somebody who wants to listen. And then you don't have to expect that, the whole world will agree with you. No, change is constant, but change is gradual. You have to understand the fact that there's a gradual phase of change. So if you're trying to tell somebody that you're a bully, you don't have to keep quiet. You're a bully. I'm not going to take what you're doing. It doesn't mean I'm going to be violent with you. But I'm not also going to be a bystander when I see another person being bullied, because I'm not the one being bullied. I'm not going to keep quiet. So we just, as talents, we don't just have to keep quiet, because, we don't just entertain. We shape the psychology of a generation. Yes, as young people, we are not just entertainers. As creatives, we are not just entertaining. We shape the entire psychology of a generation. So what do you want to leave on the footprints of time? What do you, as a creative, what are you trying to leave? What works of yours do you want to outlive you? So I just feel like as talents, the best we can do is to use our platforms responsibly to tackle bullying, and then also stand against bullying in everything that we do. And that means that you are not going to be bullying somebody, and you will not allow anybody to bully you. Thank you.
Wow. Thank you very much, Ma. That was am I the only one enjoying this session? And we're about to end this session. Oh, geez, this is so amazing and insightful. You are a well of knowledge, Ma, and I'm really,
Thank
really glad
you.
I get to host.
Thank
I get to host
you.
your presence. All right, so our second to the last question. I went through your timeline and I saw the book, and I'd really love to read it, honestly, because I'm a social worker in the making,
Okay.
and I think I'd like to stand with saying no to bullying. So I saw
Okay.
your book, Louder Than Silence. What inspired you to write the book Louder Than Silence? And is that your first book?
No, thank you very much. Louder Than Silence is not my first book. I've written a book on gaslighting. When it comes to, it looks very cringe, but that's what I'm passionate about. Emotional safety of young people. I feel like a lot of us take care of our physical look. We're very big on how do you look? Oh, your hair is so gorgeous. You're looking very clean. How is your mind? Are you well? If your mind is not well, it will affect your total well-being. So I've written a book on gaslighting, and Louder Than Silence is another book of mine that talks about bullying. I was inspired to write on bullying because as a young person, I used to be very brittle, very, very brittle, stature wise. So everybody just feels like, oh, I can bully her. You know, there's a way you're going to look at, you just feel very fragile. That somebody feels like, okay, I can just bully you. I can bully this. You know, you have not done anything. You just feel like you are a target. Somebody just wants to bully you. So, growing up, and my mom always taught us that we need to stand up against bullying. You know, then it was not bullying, bullying, bullying. Like there was nobody championing bullying, the word bullying. It was just like you have to be able to stand up for yourself because nobody's actually going to come and speak up for you if you're not speaking up. It's when you speak up that your voice will be amplified. That's my mom's school of thought. So growing up, and then as my work cuts across a lot of spaces, and then from the as and also as a researcher, I've been able to look through the lens of young people. I work with young people. I work with teenagers, young people across boards, and I see them. I see how they feel. I see somebody in the corner of the classroom not being able to say anything, even when she knows the right answer. She doesn't want to speak up because maybe because she feels her denture is not perfect. Maybe she feels like, okay, her nose could have been maybe straight. Maybe she feels like, okay, her ears could have been finer than this. Or maybe she feels like, okay, she could have worn a better school shoes. Then it's not your fault. There's some things that are beyond us. So what I took upon myself is to be able to talk to these young people that, no, hey, you, there's something about you that another person doesn't have. The world needs you. And that's why I sat down, I told the story. The story Louder Than Silence was told from a very Nigerian, in fact, if you're reading Louder Than Silence, you feel like you're in the classroom. You feel like you're in Nigeria. You feel that I wanted to drive it home. I wanted us to relate. I wanted some of us that are now advocates to be able to realize how it felt when we were bullied growing up. And then should we watch the next generation go through the same thing? And then I want this young people now, the students now, I want them to know that there's no harm in speaking up. When you speak up, people will amplify your voice. And however you look, it's not your fault. You didn't create yourself. And there's nothing you can do. There are some things that we can help ourselves with. And there are some things that nature has made it like that. There is nothing we can do about it. So as a young person that was bullied myself, I've made up my mind to ensure that I will not sit down and watch younger people being bullied. You know, there's a part of the national anthem that means so much to me. And as the penultimate line of the second stanza, it says to hand unto our children a banner without stain. That part resonates so deeply with me, such that I believe that there is nothing wrong in young people like you and myself to sit down and try as much as possible to impact the next generation. Such things that we went through. I had gone through a research. I engaged older people within the ages of 60, the elderly, and they were telling me about their stories, a bullying story when they were in secondary school. I was like, oh, bullying has been here forever. And we can't keep it here forever. Now, you know, then people were not even dying. Now you hear that a child was bullied in school and the child died. So now it's getting worse. Then okay, you can just say a senior took your water, a senior took your provisions, a senior told you to go to the go and kneel down in the sun. You know, some people who even went to the boarding school, they had it worse. I never attended the boarding school. But some of my friends would, if they share their stories, at times I'll think it's Nollywood, but it was real. So if we can have these things now, what are we doing as young people? That's why I sat down and I felt like, okay, what can I do? I have social campaigns. I was able to speak with all the students across FCT on the 27th of May on bullying at the National Old Parade Ground in FCT. And I could see it. It's everywhere. I engage students across schools and I can hear it. Oh, this happened in our classroom today. Oh, this person did this. People are finding their voices and I'm very glad. That's what we want to see. So if you're going to join the campaign, you are highly welcome and very good. I'll be very pleased.
I'm definitely gonna join. Thank you very much, Ma. Thank you
Thank
so much.
you.
So
Thank
on
you.
to our last question for the day.
No,
What
thank you.
advice would you give to every young creative out there, or to anyone who feels unseen, unheard, or unsure about how to use their voice? The question is two in one. So that's the first one.
Okay.
Second one is for those suffering cyberbullying or physical bullying, how do they
Okay.
seek help? How do they seek help and get help?
Okay. Thank you very much. I would say that first things first, you're being bullied, you need to speak up. That's the first things first. I want you to know that you being bullied is not about you. It's not you. It's not your fault. When somebody decides to abuse you, it's because the person just wants to abuse you. The person wants you to feel small. And what's your own duty? There's a sender and there's a recipient, right? So what are you going to do as the recipient? Are you going to receive the abuse and keep quiet? No. Speak up. When you speak up, I'm not asking you to be violent. I'm not saying, oh, be violent. No. I'm telling you to open your mouth and speak up. Stand up for yourself. Be confident. You know, confidence is something that we can eschew, but it's from within. There's nothing we can do if we're not confident. So as creatives, as young people, you're trying your best. You want to do something. You want to put your face out there. I remember somebody would say, okay, just create that content and put it out there. Whether it's good or not, don't be too self-critical. Put it out. There's something you want to say it. You want to write something on your WhatsApp, on your story, on Instagram, on your LinkedIn page, put it out there first. You know, I used to tell people, there's never a perfect time. You can't ever wait for the perfect time or the perfect story. And you know, the best creatives, you know what they do? They tell stories, realistic stories. They don't wait for the perfect stories. Tell a story with everything around you. What's happening in your life? What's happening in your environment? Tell that story. If somebody says, okay, it's not good enough, fine. Maybe the person doesn't find it good enough. Your audience will find it very good enough. Everybody will have their own audience. No matter what you're churning out as a creative, there's somebody for you. And then when it comes to you being bullied, the first things first, you need to speak out. And then you need to understand that you're not the only one. It's not just about you. Everybody at some point in their lives have experienced bullying. And a lot of people have also been bullies. And that's why we are calling them out and say, stop being a bully. You can communicate without bullying people. You can say whatever you want to say. But as young creatives, use your platform wisely. Be a voice. And a voice for what? A voice for empathy, a voice for kindness, a voice for confidence. Don't be bullied and don't bully. Thank you.
Wow. Thank you so much, Ma. Thank you. Thank you. We are clapping for you here. Thank you, Mary. Thank you, 𝗓𝗓𝗧. Thank you very much. This has been a very long ride. Insightful, amazing. I don't know if you learned a lot of things, but I did. I was taking notes. And this call
Thank
is being
you.
recorded, so you can go ahead to listen to it over and over again. Say no to cyberbullying or any sort of bullying. Oh, you showed your face.
So it's good to have you.
So one
Started
of the
on
things I
Thailand.
learned is that oh my god, I want to have their book physically.
So it's on Seller, it's on Amazon, it's on Lulu,
Wow.
you know? Yeah. So, and we also have digital copies across our schools,
Okay.
across bookstores, you know, on others. We can place others, you know, because when we go for campaigns like that, we try to give it to our students and tell them, read, read, and then say no to bullying. We have our placards, no bullying, choose kindness. Cyberbullying is a no-no. And then when somebody's been bullied online, you have every right to also stand up for the person. Don't be a bystander. Don't keep quiet. Don't keep quiet. Stand up. Speak up. You don't have to be
Yes.
violent, but you can be kind. Thank you.
Thank you very much. We're so glad to have
Pleasure.
you on our talk. Thank you very much.
My
Thank you
pleasure.
very much, everyone, for joining us today. Oh my God. Thank you very much for joining, everybody. Thank you. And see you at the next talent talk. Do all to stay
It
with
was nice
Hailerz.
to
Do all
have
to
you here.
follow. Uh, you can also do
Thank
us to
you.
follow our on our Instagram social media handles. We're going to drop the link so you guys can follow our on social media. Say no to cyberbullying or whatever bullying. Say no to it. Do want to
Yes.
get a book as well. Bye,
Not to
everybody. Do want to have a
bullying.
wonderful
No,
evening. No to
not to,
bullying.
not
Bye,
to bullying.
everybody.
Yes to kindness.
Yes to kindness. Yes to
Yes to
empathy.
kindness.
Yes to
Yes to
confidence.
empathy. Yes, yes. No to bullying. Yes to kindness.
No to bullying.
No to bullying.
Bye,
Bye.
everybody.
I was